We're back with you for the start of the second half. Pete Mundo alongside Matt Nelson as it is 3-2 Madison leading St. Peter's Prep here in Jersey City. And the face-off, as it's been all afternoon, is between Nieves and Kay, and that one won by St. Peter's Prep. Skirmish for it right in front of us, and it is picked up by Nieves and Prep. She gets rid of it just in time as Prep sets up the offense. Hendegren working the left side as he works it to Kirkwood. Behind the net to Barbieri. Back to Hendegren as a couple of subs in and out for St. Peter's. As Aiello is back in the game along with Hipple. Two starting middies will help set up the offense for Prep as they trail by a goal. Hipple working on Delina. Fires and far right out of bounds. It will stay with Prep. And Barbieri behind the net. Working his magic around the right side. Up top, Delina slings it. Aiello. And all over him there is Hurley. Aiello lost it, and a skirmish hit is scooped up by Hipple. And that one far right. And it will stay once again with Prep. They have two shots on goal here in the opening minute of the play in the third quarter. Down a goal, Barbieri. And able to knock it loose is Terry Brennan.
Looks like we got a penalty marker down near the Madison goal.
So we'll see what that is at the next stoppage, and there it is. Flag is out.
It looks like Sean Hurley is going to get a 1 minute penalty.
It is a Christian Hendegren with a personal foul of slashing. So Prep will be a man down here as we have 10:25 to go in the third quarter. St. Peter's trailing 3-2, and now Madison with it on the attack. They reset back up top as Casey along the near side sets up the offense. Back far side, Kay. Back behind the net, Schmitz. Firing and stopping it is Carlino on that shot from Andrew Kay. So Prep playing a man down. Trying to get through this one unscathed, down 3-2. Launching downfield and tracking it down. It's out of bounds. And it is Prep ball behind the net. Barbieri works it back up top to Kirkwood. And Prep will wait it out, and they are no longer a man down. Back in the game is Christian Hendegren after the slashing personal foul, and here's Hendegren along the right side. Barbieri behind the net, working on Brennan. As Prep sets up their offense. There's Hendegren, has a goal in the afternoon, in some trouble through traffic, fires, and high right, out of bounds. It will stay with St. Peter's.
How did he even get past all those defenders? I mean, that's just an incredible move by one man to get past three Dodger defenders.
Very impressive by Hendegren, who leads the team with 30 points on the season. Along the near side, Hipple. In trouble, able to get it back up top into the hands of DeMartin. And St. Peter's will reset, down 3-2. They've lost 6 straight, looking to snap that skid. All 6 losses have been by 2 goals or less. So every game's been close despite the record, and looking to get over that hump this afternoon at home against the Madison Dodgers. Behind the net, working is Hendegren. Nearly fell down, no call, and the shot Short, and it is out of bounds, and it will be Madison ball. And here are the Dodgers working it at midfield and controlling is Delina. Being guarded tightly by Griffin Forty, the junior. Along the near side working is Sean Hurley, and a turnover. Here's Prep. Right in front of us comes Carroll. Nearing the goal on the breakaway, fires, and a great save by Reed Collins. Out of bounds, staying with St. Peter's. As we have 7:20 and counting in the third quarter, and St. Peter's trailing Madison 3-2. Back in and controlling it for St. Peter's. TJ Small. Small being guarded tightly by Kay. And it will slow it down. Barbieri. As they reset it back up top. Prep looking for that shot to tie it up. They're down 3-2. Small. Nearing the crease, fires, and it's wide right. Out of bounds, it will stay with Prep.
And now we're starting to see some of the bench players trying to make some of those shot attempts on Madison for St. Peter's Prep. Trying to get back in this game, still down a goal.
Barbieri sliding through Hendegren, and he shoots and scores. Christian Hendegren, his second of the afternoon. And it is 3-3. St. Peter's and Madison all tied up in this Waterman Division game in Jersey City. Pete Mundo, Matt Nelson with you. As we have 6:26 to go in the third quarter. Nieves and Harkins to take the face off. And the face off is scooped up as Madison is in control. On the attack. Into the hands far side is Kay. Back behind the net, Sapio, who's got 3 goals on the afternoon, all 3 goals, as a matter of fact, for Madison. Up top, Delina. He pulls it back. Now sets up into his move. Right side. Cradling. Off to Sapio. Comes back around the near side as he fires, and a good save underneath by Carlino, and a hit in the crease. It will be St. Peter's ball.
We got a man down for Madison. I can't really tell who that is unless that's Reed Collins.
It's got to be one of the attack men. So timeout on the field as we'll see who is down there for Madison. But it is 3-3 with 5:35 to go in the third quarter. These two teams play in the Waterman Division. St. Peter's 1-6 on the season. Madison is 3-3. Madison coming off a win on loss Tuesday to West Morris Central. Meantime, St. Peter's also lost on Tuesday to Montville 6-4. And it looks like it was A.J. Smith, the team's second leading scorer at 14 goals, who is down, but he is up and he is walking. Maybe a little shake-up there, Matt, but it's good to see him walking off under his own power.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you get a player like that of Schmitz walking off the field, that's got to be a positive sign that, he is okay, and we should see him back in the game in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah. Hopefully it is not any, if it's head thing, then I imagine they may have to do concussion tests and whatnot, but hopefully it's nothing, and hopefully we'll see him back on the field in just a few minutes. But We are 5:35 to go. Third quarter. Game is tied at 3. Prep in the white, Madison in the yellow, and St. Peter's. Hipple across midfield. In transition, working. And a pass way over the head of Will DeMartin out of bounds, and it will be Madison ball. Turnover on St. Peter's. And that one, loose ball. Scooped up by Madison. Now it's back on the turf. And here's Prep. There's a turnover on Madison, so they get the ball right back.
Go, Will.
And Barbieri with it in the right corner. St. Peter's will set up the offense, looking for their first lead of the afternoon. It's tied at 3. We're under 5 to go, third quarter. DeMartin over to Aiello, swings it to Barbieri as he is working on Brennan. Barbieri, middle of the field, and it is past the stick of DeMartin, picked up by Madison. And here come the Dodgers. Noah Gertler, defenseman, across midfield for the Dodgers as they get the offense all set up. Behind the net working with Casey as they work it back on the far side, and it's Vince Sapio. Delana is able to pull it back out as he stares down the junior Sean Connor. Madison has led 1-0, 2-1, and 3-2, and each one-goal lead they've let slip away as it is 3-3 late in the third. And out of bounds, and it is St. Peter's ball. Some confusion there amongst the players, but St. Peter's will control it in their backfield. Carlino, the senior goalie, with it. Swinging. Far side for Syracuse as he works across midfield. Up to Aiello as Aiello will set up the offense for St. Peter's. Looking to go ahead for the first time this afternoon and snap that 6-game losing streak. Barbieri. Gets rid of it as St. Peter's works it back to the point, and it is Will DeMartin. Looks to the sideline for a play as both sides are stagnant at this point. At the top is Aiello and Hipple and DeMartin. Here's Hipple, right side. A lot of one-on-one action from Hipple, and now he'll work it back up top to DeMartin. Along the near side, working in the back and resetting it is Hendegren. Thompson, the defenseman, is all over him there. There's Hendegren, fires, and that one is out of bounds, but it will stay with Prep. Barbieri behind the net. Taking a few shots there from Brennan. Barbieri right side fires, and that one is wide left, out of bounds, and it will stay with St. Peter's. As we have 2:07 to play, all tied up at 3. It's 2:07 third quarter. Hipple, the lefty, shoots and scores. And the first of the afternoon for Grant Hipple, his 5th goal of the season, and it puts St. Peter's up 4-3 with 2:01 left in the third. It's their first lead of the afternoon.
It's a big-time goal for the Marauders, and they need that goal to really help them carry the momentum into the fourth and final quarter.
So the face-off will be, once again, Nieves and Harkins. Still fighting for it at midfield. Ball's loose, and it is finally picked up by Madison. Here's Anderson. He's able to get rid of it. And Madison will set up the offense. At the point is Taylor. Far side in some trouble and losing it is Michael Gleason. And we'll see what the call was. We couldn't hear it from our end, but it will stay Madison ball. So now Madison with their first deficit of the afternoon. They're down 4-3, looking to tie it up. They've had 1-goal leads 3 times in this game. As they work the offense back up top to Taylor, and a loose ball intended for Taylor's. Picked up by Casey. As Madison in the road yellows, Prep in the home whites, as Pete Mundo and Matt Nelson with you in Jersey City. Near side, Andrew Kay, left wing. Looking behind the net and unable to corral it, but able to scoop it back up as Gleason nearly had it poked away by Renzetti. And Gleason having trouble trying to get around Renzetti, who lost his stick. And it is St. Peter's ball after that turnover. Hippel back in the game for St. Peter's, and Anderson comes back in for Madison. Across midfield, working was Renzetti. And looking to go up two, firing and missing underneath from Hendegren. It's scooped up by Collins in the final seconds of the third quarter. 6, 5, 4, crossing midfield, and the long shot is no good from Noah Gertler. So after 3 quarters, 4-3 your score. St. Peter's won that quarter 2-0. They have their first lead of the afternoon. As we will take a very brief break, come back and get you set for the start of the fourth quarter right here on NJ.org. A minute 17 remaining at Father James F. Keenan Field. It is 7-3. St. Peter's on top of Madison as they are just going to run this final minute 17 out and finally snap that 6-game losing streak that has been haunting them in this early season. Pete Mundo and Matt Nelson with you, NJ.org.
In the bitter cold.
Yes, exactly. The sun has not set, but it has set behind the building, so 80% of the field is in the shadows, including our broadcast booth. And a good Samaritan has lent Matt Nelson his jacket, which has really helped out this afternoon.
That was the good news at intermission. The bad news was you lost one of your lenses
exactly.
on your glasses.
Thankfully, I'm not too blind, so I see pretty well. But, yeah, that was the bad news. My lens for your jacket. That was the trade-off. So a turnover. As it's a 7-3 game with 25 seconds left. Madison and St. Peter's here in Jersey City. And the ball squibs into the hand to Carlino, the goalie for St. Peter's. Barbieri scoops it up with 9, 8, and the final seconds ticking away. 2 and 1. There it is, St. Peter's Prep. The Marauders have snapped a 6-game skid with a 7-3 victory over the Madison Dodgers at Father James E. Keenan Field. Pete Mundo, Matt Nelson with you. As for our player of the game, Matt, who do you like?
No doubt about it, Christian Hednegren with a hat trick +1, 4 goals on the day for the junior, and he had an extraordinary game, really picking up the loose slack for the Marauders, who, as you mentioned, break that haunting 6-game losing streak and improved to 2-6 on the season. And they needed this win. It was a much-needed win for them. I think they had needed a win, after losing their previous 6 games by 2 goals or less. So it was a really good win for them overall.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other side for Madison, Vince Sapio, the junior, had all 3 goals for Madison today in the defeat. So St. Peter's has snapped that 6-game skid. They will play next, and it will be on Monday against Rumson. Meantime, on the other side, Well, quick turnaround for Madison. They're playing Saturday against Mountain Lakes. So for Pete Mundo and Matt Nelson, two teams are shaking hands at midfield. It was great to be here with you on the broadcast. We will continue. Matt, our next broadcast is tomorrow.
That's right. Oaknall takes on Immaculate Heart Academy and girls lacrosse. Joe Vicia will have the call at 4 p.m.
So there you have it for Pete Mundo and Matt Nelson. This has been Boys Lacrosse in Jersey City. Once again, the final 7-3. St. Peter's Prep on top of Madison. All right, final 5.5 minutes here at Father James E. Keenan Field. St. Peter's Prep is leading Madison 5-3. And we got confirmation during the timeout, Matt, that you were correct. It is a hat trick for Christian Hendegren. So there you go. 3 goals for him, 3 goals for Vince Sapio. 2 hat tricks on the day.
No hard feelings at all, Pete. Just, some early season jitters.
Early season working out the lacrosse kinks. Hipple swinging on the near side as St. Peter's on the attack, up 2. We near the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Hipple back up top. Works it. Aiello, the junior, back near midfield as Prep playing very conservatively. You heard Coach O'Brien. We heard him on the sideline after their last possession say, that's okay, guys, we didn't score, but we burned about 2 minutes of time. And at this point, the clock is their best friend.
And they got to continue doing that here over the final 4.5 minutes and change.
Aiello works his way behind the net in man-to-man defense against Ethan Tannen. Aiello still holding on to it back there as he's joined now by Hipple. Not going to see a shot here, I imagine, until you get a little more pressure defense from Madison. Hendegren just toying in the backfield with Thompson, who's now giving him a little bit of trouble, a little bit of man-to-man pressure. Hendegren holding on to it, now racing along the left side and able to pull it back. Under 4 to play. Another long possession for St. Peter's. And there's a shot and a score. And a penalty on the play. We'll see what the call was. But it is the 4th goal of the afternoon for Christian Hendegren. It is 6-3 St. Peter's over Madison, 3:43 to play.
Anderson going to get charged with a slash penalty, so he will be in the 1-minute penalty box, giving St. Peter's Prep a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
Madison now down by 1 player for the next 60 seconds.
So, Anderson in the penalty box there, and that makes this 3-goal deficit that much more difficult. Madison, as you mentioned there, Matt, down a player with just over 3.5 minutes to work with. Face off, Nieves and Harkins. It is picked up by Harkins, and we got a whistle. Timeout taken by Coach Sweetie and the Madison Dodgers, who are in danger of falling to 3-4. They're down 6-3, 3:34 to go. And you got to credit here, Matt, the St. Peter's defense has been great. They haven't allowed a goal here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing an incredible job, not just defensively, but also behind the net with Mike Carlino. He really hasn't made a whole lot of noise here in the second half when it comes to save opportunities. But, as we saw early in the second half, he was really making a lot of those saves for the Marauders.
Yeah. So the timeout gives us 3:34 to play. As once again, NJ.org, Pete Mundo and Matt Nelson with you to sponsor. This is our first season doing some of these games, baseball, softball, lacrosse. More to come throughout the spring and then the fall and the winter. But to become a sponsor, the packages begin at $90, and you can contact Jay Treble at 201-741-4508. That's 201-741-4508. Two teams out of the Waterman Division are battling here in Jersey City. And St. Peter's just over 3.5 minutes away from snapping what's been a 6-game skid early in the season. They're 1-6 on the season. After an opening day win against Randolph, it's been all tough losses from there on out. All 6 losses have been by 2 goals or less, so they've never been blown out, Matt, but still, you want to get off the schneid here, and it looks like they're going to do that.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, with 3:34 to go, they have a comfortable 3-goal lead, and they really can't let that get away from them.
So it will be Madison ball. They're down a man, and they trail 6-3, and a turnover right away is picked up by Prep. They're in control, up 3 goals, 3:26 left. And St. Peter's looking to put the final nail in the coffin here over the final 3+ minutes. They're a man up, 30 seconds left in the penalty. Hipple back behind the net. Near side, Hendegren. We'll see if they decide to shoot or if they just want to continue to burn time, and they shoot it and they score it. It is Grant Hipple, the junior, with the goal that makes it 7-3. St. Peter's on top of Madison, exactly 3 minutes to play, and Matt, that may as well do it.
2 goals in 43 seconds for St. Peter's Prep. First by Hedegren with 3:43 to go, and then this one by Hipple with exactly 3 minutes to play.
So the face-off is Nieves along with Harkins, and it's picked up by Nieves. He lost it. Ball onto the St. Peter's side of the field, and they're able to track it down. Devin Syracuse, one of the defensemen, gets it back into the hands of the goalie, Michael Corlino, who's had a great first half, but really hasn't had to do much here in the second half. Ball is loose on the far sideline, and it is Madison ball. So Madison just running out the final 2:15 as they are headed to a loss. It is going to be their 2nd straight after falling Tuesday to West Morris Central. Racing across midfield, shooting, and partially blocked and high. It will be St. Peter's ball after that shot from Noah Gertler. We tick under 2 to play. It's going to be a big win for St. Peter's, as they will get off the schneid here with this victory and snap that 6-game skid over the final 1:42. Out of bounds. It'll be St. Peter's ball. Controlling is Popovich. Turnover. Ball going back to Madison. And here's Madison with it for the final 90 seconds. Down 4. The goalie's come out of the box. At midfield and losing it. Calling a timeout is Coach Bryan. And it comes with 1:17 to go, 7-3. St. Peter's all over Madison. And we will take our final break before we wrap this thing up. Next, right here, NJ.org.